Hi, everybody. This is another episode of You're Alone with Trey and Steven. Today, the date is September 4th, 2024, and we hope that you enjoy this episode. Roll the music.
Rolling.
Go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
Lick me, but not sexually. If you book it once, might as well book it 2 times. What am I doing here?
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Boys and girls.
boys and girls, dogs and cats,
Grandma and grandpa.
horses and cows.
And anything else that can understand us.
Thank you for joining us again on another episode.
Those in outer space. Different planets away.
Yeah,
The frequencies could be
Yeah.
traveling through space and they could hear it.
That's true. As well as aliens from other countries could be listening. No, I'm just kidding. It is currently Sunday evening, September 1st at 9 in the evening. We are in our temporary studio for the time being and having some fun with it.
Lots of fun.
Just
Lots of
recorded
fun.
a TikTok. It's going to take a lot of editing, but hopefully it's out by the time this is out.
Hopefully.
Had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, go take a watch. Comment. Let us know what you think about it.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another round of Fast Money here with the Tender Mercies Studios guests and co-hosts. So you all know the rules. You get 30 seconds to answer 5 questions. Between the two of them, they're trying to get to 200 points. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Let's
I'm
do
always
it.
Ready.
All right. Start the timer at the end of the first question.
Yep.
Name a fruit you might find in a smoothie.
Blueberries.
Name a sport played without a ball.
Hockey.
Name something you might find in a school.
Books.
Name something snowmen might have nightmares about.
The sun.
Fill in the blank. Urine deep.
Dog crap.
Nice. Well done.
A few moments later.
All right, Steve. 30 seconds to answer 5 questions. Don't yawn in that thing. What are you doing? 30 seconds to answer 5 questions. You and Tanner are trying to get to 200 points.
Okay.
Tanner, start the timer when I end the first question.
Let's get it.
Name a fruit you might find in a fruit smoothie.
Banana.
Name a sport played without a ball.
Hockey.
Go again.
Badminton.
Name something you might find in a school.
A gun.
Name something that snowmen have nightmares about.
The sun.
Go again.
Melting.
Fill in the blank. Urine deep.
Trouble.
Got it off. I'm going to give it to him.
A few moments later.
Let's take a look here at the totals, see how you did. For the first question of name a fruit that you may find in a smoothie, Tanner, you said blueberry, worth 15 points. Steven, you said banana, worth 30 points. You outscored Willis for the first time. Way to go, buddy. For a total of 45 points. Right? Now, name a sport without a ball. Tanner said hockey. Steven, you said badminton. Hockey was worth 35. It was the number one answer. And badminton, unfortunately, was not on the list. That's a 0. That brings your overall total to 80. If I did my math right. Name something you might find in a school. Okay. Tanner, you said books, worth 25. And Steve, you said a gun. And I just don't think people are as progressive as you are. And that was worth 0. And that brings your total up to 105. Name something that a snowman has nightmares of or may have nightmares of. Tanner, you said the sun. That was the number one answer, worth 62 points. Steve, you said melting, and I should have said go again because I think that they counted those in the same. So I put melting, and it was worth 0. Some of the other ones were dog pee, snowballs, and a drought were some of the other answers. So
We weren't going to get that.
yeah, those were weird.
Yeah, those are dumb.
Okay, and then for the last, and that brings your total up to 167 through 4. We're going for 200. And you guys have, this is your last question, and it was fill in the blank. You are in deep. Tanner, you said dog crap. They had doo-doo, which is the same in my book anyways. And Steven, you said trouble. That was the number 1 and number 2 answers, respectively, worth 53 and 22 points, bringing your total to 242 points. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they did it. We're going to get them outfitted in a pretty nice Ford Escape from 2014. So it's going to be nice. I don't know how you guys are going to split it, but it's going to be nice. Congrats on a big win. Bang! Of course, share it. If you don't share it 10 times, it's bad luck. Share it 10 times or it's bad luck.
Yep. And that's the thing right now. Right now, we're trying to bring you decent content and
Moderately decent.
Moderately. And we want to continue to do that.
Yeah.
And so we need our listeners to like, share, follow.
Well, and I'm going to be 100% honest. I think that our ideal audience is your mom. And so share it with your mom. I mean, chances are she's already listening.
Right.
But, just in case she's not, all the other moms are listening to this. So why not get
That's
your
true.
mom on the train?
Yeah.
So,
My mom told me to tell you not to let me cuss. Because
did she listen?
she heard the bleep. And so she's like, no cussing, Steven. I'm like, all right.
Thank you, Mama Jeanette. We appreciate that. Although I will say this, Mama Jeanette, I'm sure that he probably did swear at that point. But just so if you're ever listening to this going forward, I just think that bleeps, for whatever reason, are just some of the funniest things you can do. So I occasionally will just take a word that Steven says, and it's not even a bad word. I just bleep it, just to have a bleep in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to put this down on the note. So I was editing last week's podcast, and they revamped the software that I use. So now I can edit the volume of the bleeps. So for those of you that have been listening since the beginning of like the Tender Mercy days, when I would bleep something, it hurt your ears. And even though I thought it was funny and I kept doing it, I always felt bad for bleeping things because I knew it was just going to make your ears bleed. Well, guess what? I can now edit the volume of those bleeps, and I did it for last week's episode. So if you listen and you hear those bleeps, you're like, oh, wow, my ears don't hurt. And
Yeah.
that's why. And so you're going to get plenty of bleeps going forward now that I can edit volume. But yeah, Mama Jeanette, just know that sometimes I'm just going to bleep a regular word that he says. But let's dive into it. We're already 3 minutes in. We better hurry.
Yeah, we better get going.
Yeah. Oh, Steve, you got a fun fact?
Well, fun fact of the day. Cats have 32 muscles in their ears.
I thought you were gonna say in their bodies. I'm
Oh,
like, that.
no.
Well, I was gonna say like that's crazy low. No,
Yeah,
is it
but
just
that's
in one ear?
Just in their ear.
Wow.
I mean, it makes sense because whenever
They
you watch it, they
twitch it.
turn like a whole 180 degrees or whatever.
It's like
They go
270
down.
degrees, I believe. I don't think they can do a full 360, but I bet you they're
Yeah.
going 270.
Actually, yeah, because it goes from here all the way to the back. So probably about 270.
Who knows?
So yeah, a lot
That's
of
crazy.
Yeah.
Steve's got a lot of animal facts lately. Last week was that just animals can be allergic to humans.
Oh yeah.
I went home and I thought about that. I said, I wonder if my dog's allergic to me. If he is, he certainly don't show it because he's up in my business. We don't deserve dogs, man. Dogs
We
are
really don't.
they are some good creatures.
I
Right.
would say some people do, but a lot of people do not.
That's true
A lot
too.
of people do not.
No, my dog's gonna be 3 in December,
Shoot.
and I'm already like looking forward. Like when he dies, I'm gonna be so sad.
Oh yeah.
He annoys me to death. I don't know if I ever shared this story on the podcast this would have been when it was just me. But Carl, my dog, got out of our backyard.
Carl.
He got out of the backyard, and the neighbors that live across the street had gotten some coffee beans from Amazon.
Shoot.
And so it got delivered, left on their front doorstep, and you see on the ring footage. I'll try to get that ring footage and put it on Instagram so you can see it. But Carl went up to their front porch, took the beans, spread it around their front yard in the grass, rolled around in it, and I think he's allergic. I don't know if dogs are or if it was just him, but he had an allergic reaction to the coffee beans. But Tally and I were both at work and gone. And so, like, luckily our next door neighbor saw him, put him back in there, tied the fence shut, because the wind had blown it open and, like, didn't break the thing that latches the gate, but made it to where it wasn't going to stay latched. So our neighbors tied our gate shut, and now we got a chain. But he had an allergic reaction because when I got home, he was, like, recovering from a swollen face, you could see.
Jeez.
But he's a good dog, though. So sweet. He's full of energy, wants to be, like, in the action, but he is so nice. He's bitten me, like, twice, and both times it's because we were playing rough, and, you know, I earned it. But
Dude, I play rough with my dog.
dude, your dog, she's crazy.
She's crazy.
Nala's got some nails on her.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And she'll only bite me, though. Like, she won't bite.
Yeah, no, Carl has never bitten Tally or Jack, and Jack will put his hand, like, in his mouth, like, down
Yeah.
his throat pretty much.
Yeah. And so mine, the thing about with Australian Shepherds is they don't just bite you, they just nibble. Like here, 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 here.
Oh,
And so just like the very tips of her sharp teeth are always just just getting me everywhere, bro.
ooh. No, Carl, I got, like, his back teeth one time.
Oh, yeah.
I was wrestling with him, and then he was kind of more wrestling at my feet.
Yeah.
And so I stuck my foot, like, right at his face, like, not kicking, but kind of, like, stuck it, trying to entice him. And he moved a little quicker than I thought he was going to, latched onto my foot.
Jeez.
And I mean, like, back teeth.
Yeah.
And I showed Tally afterwards. I had some pretty nasty marks on my feet after.
Yeah.
I didn't bleed, but I mean, he was as close to breaking skin as he could have been.
Yeah.
And wasn't mad. I had to remind myself, like, don't get after him because, like, I definitely earned that one. Like, that was my fault. But dogs, man, those guys are good.
I'm glad mine doesn't bite like that. I mean, mine's a ranch dog.
Yeah.
And so
She's just trying to nip at the
taught
heels.
yeah, nip at the heels, exactly.
Yep.
So.
My dog is just a lot of inbreeding. So, all right, that was your fun fact of the day, as well as some dog talk.
Yes.
But hey, it's September, right? We're hitting the first week, and when this comes out, tomorrow is the first game of the NFL season this year. And we're gonna do some predictions on that. But before we do so, you went to a football game last night. Last night being August 31st, which was a Saturday.
It was Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, we went to the ASU versus Wyoming game.
Oh, okay.
ASU's opener.
Yeah.
And we were able to get some really nice tickets. So we were the front row on about the 35-yard line on ASU side.
That's pretty cool. All right.
So,
Which player went to Wyoming?
Josh Allen.
Yep, that's the only player I
We
know
did
that went to
research
Wyoming.
before that because I was like, Wyoming, are they good? And like Josh Allen. And you're like, okay, maybe they're decent.
No,
Ended up they sucked.
they were terrible.
They,
Josh Allen was good, but
Yeah, ASU beat them 40. Let me double check.
yeah, I didn't watch the game.
Well, we left 48-7.
Oh, wow.
So before halftime, I believe it was like 31-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so
So they were playing their scrubs in the second half.
I think they were just kept giving it to them.
Well, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah, I think well, we left. So
Yeah.
it was about third quarter, 6 minutes left.
And who's we? Who's we? Break it down for us.
Tanner and Brad.
Ooh, T. Will and Mr. Bradley
Yep,
Smith.
and so we Wyoming threw a lateral pass and it was a fumble. ASU picked it up, ran it back for a touchdown, and then we just stood up and left. Well, and I would like to stay the rest of the game, but traffic was there was a ton of people there. Traffic was gonna be so bad. So
Yeah,
like, we might as well just leave now. It's not even a good game.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But ASU, I don't know. They were looking really good.
Okay.
They were looking really good. but I know ASU is known for having like a good first game, second, and then they just kind of suck after that.
They don't play the rest of the year.
So I don't know. Since Wyoming wasn't very good, I cannot say whether or not they're gonna make it far or not. But they were looking good.
They looked good. Okay.
So we'll find out when they play like, U of A or Kansas or
I'll say,
some
did you
of
see
these.
that the U of A, the receiver from U of A last night, he set a record for most receiving yards by a U of A player.
Oh wow!
304 yards. That was the school record. And then tied the school record for touchdowns with 4 for a receiver. Yeah, he tore it up.
Good for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess Arizona, they got Texas Tech coming up, Kansas, Utah. So we'll find out shortly if ASU is any good.
If they're legit or if this was just Wyoming first game.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. So that was your weekend, and we're going to talk a little bit more about ASU here in just a second, right? Because you had a thought on the student sections of ASU and maybe another school, but my weekend consisted. I just wanted to say this: my sister plays for Fresno State's volleyball team, and Fresno State got invited to the Grand Canyon University Invitational this weekend, and so they on Friday they played Oregon State and lost 3-1, and we just looked rough. But then they played again on Saturday and played Montana and beat Montana 3-0. And then today they played GCU and beat GCU 3-2.
Wow.
And honestly, if Fresno State had played the way they did today or yesterday on Friday against Oregon State, they would beat Oregon State. It just was a rough start. But because last year, I don't know, not many people listening to this probably know much about Fresno State, but Fresno State, they're Division I, but they weren't supposed to be very good last year, and they snuck into the college playoffs for volleyball and did pretty well, actually. I think they got to the Elite Eight.
Wow.
So we'll see. My sister didn't get to play, unfortunately, but I got to see her multiple times as they would pan to the bench.
She's just buying her time.
She's a
Just buying her
freshman.
time.
She's a
Yes,
freshman.
Yep, buying her time.
And then my family also went down to go watch, and they would pan into the crowd, and I saw my family probably 5 or 6 different times on
Wow.
ESPN. So how many of you can say your family was on ESPN? Not many.
Yeah, it's true.
No, but that was my weekend. But let's go back to ASU. You had a thought on their student sections, or their student section.
No, I just thought it was really cool. So ASU, when they have their whole pre-game show and whatnot, you
Mhm.
could see the student section going crazy and everyone going crazy.
How many
And,
beers do you think?
Well, the student section's not allowed to have any alcohol in it.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So I'm sure it's for all student sections out there,
Okay.
but I'm sure some was snuck in, but you're not supposed to.
And that makes sense. I forget,
Yeah.
you got 18, 19, and
Yeah,
20-year-olds.
it even says, even if you're of legal age, you're
Yeah.
not allowed to.
Well,
And
that's
probably
what-
why.
that's why I'm
nobody's
saying,
slipping
yeah.
18, 19.
Mhm.
But I saw those fans, and I've met a lot of ASU fans, and they're diehard fans.
Yes, they are.
And then I was also thinking of when you meet BYU fans, they're diehard BYU fans, especially those who have gone to BYU.
And they're diehard Jesus fans, too.
Yes. And
Yes.
so I was like, and I think they play BYU this year.
Ooh.
And so I was gonna say it's gonna be crazy to see if the student sections both come. It'll be crazy to see
Yeah.
kind of going back and forth on it.
They play November 23rd. They don't have a time yet.
To be determined. Yeah.
To be determined, and it's in Arizona, in Tempe.
Yeah. So I bet. I mean, BYU fans, they're gonna come watch.
They're
You
going
know
to come
what I
watch,
mean?
but how many BYU fans live here in our little small
A
town?
lot.
A ton. So I mean,
So, it's
BYU
gonna
is
be
not going to be
packed.
BYU
Yeah,
is not
at
going to be
the-
underrepresented there.
There was like hardly any Wyoming fans there.
Well, there's hardly any Wyoming
And
fans.
that's what I'm saying. And so
Well, think about it. Wyoming has the least amount of people in
Yeah.
it's the least populated state.
yeah.
And it's crazy because you look at it and it's one of the biggest states in terms of size, but nobody wants to live there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm sure the entire state of Wyoming was probably there at the game.
So I bet I bet it's gonna be crazy. A lot of people, a lot of fans. It's
I
gonna
bet
get
you.
crazy.
I bet you there's going to be a lot of baptisms that following Sunday.
Ha!
I bet.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't forget about the Snowflake Lobos this weekend.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Did you watch the game?
I drove by on a little electric bike. I'm sure if you were in the student or in the stands, you could hear it's Tally's grandparents' electric bike, but I took it out for a little spin. And you hear a little
Okay. That's
and,
pretty sweet.
Went and checked on the score. It was 14-0 last I had seen.
Yeah, it was. I think they ended it like 41-28 or 47-28,
Oh,
but
wow.
it was like 30-something to 0 at halftime. It was a blowout.
Nice.
Bradshaw Mountain was not very good.
Wow.
Well, and it's another thing. And, I always want success for our Snowflake Lobos.
Of
But
course.
but just like ASU, Bradshaw Mountain was not very good, so I cannot yet make predictions for the Snowflake Lobos. They look good, though.
Yeah, but I will say they got a good coaching staff over there.
Yeah, they
so
do.
even if you don't have all the talent, which I'm not saying we do or don't, because
Yeah.
I have a cousin on the team, but I don't know many of the players and kids on the
Right.
team. All I'm just saying is they've got a good coaching staff over there.
Yeah.
They're,
I know.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying they're going to be well coached,
Exactly.
and if we have the talent, we're going to be really good, and
Yeah.
if we don't, we're still going to compete because we got coaches that know what they're talking about,
For
and they're going
sure.
to make sure those boys do what they're supposed to.
I know this week, I think they're supposed to play someone a little better. I can't remember if it was.
Well, I got Max Preps on my phone.
I want to
Let's
say
just-
Apache Junction, maybe.
Apache
Well,
Junction.
but we'll see. Pull the Max
Oh.
Preps. But as you're looking at that, my cousin Jacob Leduc,
Did he start?
he was starting quarterback. Yep,
Okay.
and he had
He
the
probably
first
needs me-
first two touchdowns, running touchdowns.
Yeah, he probably needs me to go work with him just a little bit.
He's he's looking good. Really good
Yeah.
at scrambling, good at running.
That's good.
for
I mean,
sure.
I was probably the best at that before the ankle.
Yeah,
But
and so he played really well.
let's see. They're playing Cactus, which is
Cactus, okay.
our AD's
Cactus
alma
is-
mater high school.
Yeah, Cactus will be good.
Yes, they will. Then they got Sholo the week after that.
Sholo's not very good anymore. Sorry, all you Sholo fans, but they're not very good.
Then you got Gilbert High School. That's gonna-
Gilbert,
The Gilbert Tigers, maybe?
they're not very good.
Seton Catholic, which back in the day they were good.
They might be good
I
up
don't
in
know.
the air.
You got Poston Butte,
They'll be decent.
Marcos Deniza, which is a big school.
They'll be good.
Eastmark, which is in
I think
Mesa.
they were good.
Probably. Apache Junction is November 1st, and then the season finale, the regular season finale, because they may go playoffs, huh? Maybe.
Maybe,
We'll
yeah.
see. Is an away game at Sierra Linda High School in Phoenix.
So crazy. A lot of these teams, I don't know too much about them because they weren't around.
This is the first time I've ever heard of Sierra Linda.
Yeah. Just all these dang private schools, man. Especially being in the 4A.
Yep.
We're just playing a bunch of private schools now.
Yep. But let's look at, receiving leaders. You got Merrick Olberg. That's my cousin. I forgot. I have two cousins on the team. Receiving yards per game, Merrick Olberg is leading with 55 yards. You got Jacob Leduc, Steven's cousin. He rushed for 83. He's leading the team.
Jeez.
Okay. Tackles per game, Aiden Court had 14 tackles. That dude's crazy. That's a good guy right there. He's crazy. But yeah. So that's the Snowflake Lobos there for you.
And we wish you best of luck this season.
Of course. And you'll see me, kind of creeping around the fence. Only because I'm not paying for a ticket to get in because my back hurts. I don't want to go sit in the bleachers. My back hurts.
Yeah.
I'm going to go sit in a car around the outside of the field and I'll watch from there.
The field did look good though. It's
Yeah.
the turf. It
Well,
looks
so
good.
I told Tally I like the look of the turf. It's just, again, all these studies you
It's
see
turf.
coming out, it's going to hurt them.
Hurt ankles and
hurt knees.
Yeah.
But, what's done is done. You can't grow grass
done
where
is
turf
done, and it's just sad to see that.
is. It's a shame. I only say that because it's just
Well,
for fun.
I mean, and they probably did it because I'm not bagging on nobody. I'm saying they probably did it because I bet the maintenance. You know what I mean? A lot of maintenance into keeping a field looking good.
Well,
Planting
the big thing was
seed
the
and-
water conservation.
Yeah.
That's why it, I guess, was done, was for water
Right.
conservation.
Well, I mean,
But I'm drinking
Where
more-
else are my tax dollars going? You know what I mean?
Well, and that's what I'm saying is I'm drinking more water now. So we're not conserving anything. I'm drinking the amount of water we would have used to water the field. I'm trying to make sure that it's still net zero, baby. Net
yeah,
zero.
and I'm just here. Yeah. It's okay.
That's all right.
I'm just here, man.
All right, let's get into our Week 1 NFL predictions, and that'll be it for sports today. We don't want to get too sports heavy. Is that a firework out there? Like, did you feel that? Like I felt it in
heard
my
it.
body.
I don't know
yeah.
what it was.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 games. We're just gonna go through quick rapid fire.
Okay.
But you're a Broncos fan, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's just start from the top.
Well,
You take-
I was gonna say you're a Broncos fan, so when we get to is the Broncos playing Week 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we get to the Broncos, we'll stop and I'll let you talk a little bit more about the Broncos and why you think what you think for that game.
Okay.
And I'm a Cardinals fan, so I'll stop and talk about the Cardinals.
Okay.
But the rest of these, we're gonna go rapid fire. First game, you've got Baltimore versus Kansas City. Who you got?
I'm hoping the Ravens win.
I like the Ravens. I like Lamar Jackson, but you know what? Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, they are too hard to bet against.
Well, the Ravens have got some upgrades this year. They're better than they were last year, and
That's
they
true.
should have beat the Chiefs. If you watch that playoff game
don't
against
remember.
the Chiefs, the Ravens got screwed over.
I don't remember,
The
but
Chiefs, the Chiefs were favored like by the refs and stuff. But anyways,
oh, they're favored by the refs.
yeah,
All right.
like they always are.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs. You're going Baltimore.
Okay,
Okay. We're not stopping on any of these. It's
Okay.
rapid fire.
rapid fire. Let's get
Okay.
it.
Steelers Falcons.
Steelers,
I'm gonna go Steelers. You got Titans and Bears.
Titans,
Oh, I'm gonna go Bears. I think Caleb, whatever his name is gonna do well. Texans Colts.
Texans,
Yeah, Texans. Panthers Saints.
Saints,
I think I got Saints as well. Raiders Chargers.
Raiders,
I'm gonna go Chargers. Cowboys Browns.
Cowboys.
I don't like Cowboys. I'm going Browns. LA versus the Lions.
Lions,
Lions. Green Bay and the Eagles.
Eagles,
We're going to skip over this one. We'll save it for the end. You've got the Patriots and the Bengals.
Bengals,
Bengals 100%. You've got the Jaguars and the Dolphins.
Dolphins,
Dolphins 100%. Vikings and Giants. This might be the worst game, the worst matchup of the week.
I'm gonna say Giants, just because it's in New York. So
Is it in New York or is it in? I
Well,
thought the first.
I think it shows Vikings at New York. Like that's what it looks like.
I
'Cause
think,
it's Baltimore at.
but
Chiefs.
aren't the Cardinals at home? Or are they going on the? I don't know. Either way, the Giants are just terrible. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Okay.
We'll skip over that one for the end. Washington and Bucks.
Washington,
I'm gonna go Bucks. Jets and San Francisco.
49ers.
Yeah, San Francisco's blow them out. All right, so now for your team, we got the Broncos against the Seahawks.
I'm gonna go for the Broncos for sure.
Obviously. Now tell me why. I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you 30 seconds. Tell me why.
Well,
Because you guys have Bo Nix, right?
yeah. Hold on a second.
Was it Bo Nix?
Let me
No,
make sure.
it's not Bo Nix, is it?
Yeah, Bo Nix. Yeah.
Okay.
So Bo Nix, he's starting quarterback. Backup Zach Wilson.
BYU guy.
Yeah. But I think the Broncos, I think these past couple years, they've been good, but they always kind of choke.
Okay.
Like one game they'll let the Dolphins score 70 points. And the next game after that, they beat the Chiefs.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I think it all starts with their offense and then their quarterback. They've always struggled since Peyton Manning left. They've never had a decent quarterback.
Yeah. Like Russell Wilson is a good quarterback,
He's
but
kind of washed up.
I'm saying when he went to the Broncos, he was terrible.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
so I think the Broncos have a good enough offense and defense with Bo Nix as quarterback. I think they can do. I don't know. I don't think they could win it all, but they'll definitely have a winning record this year.
Okay. Now, Bo Nix, first play of the game, like Aaron Rodgers last year, just blows his knee out.
Well, Zach Wilson, he's ready.
Okay.
He's
you,
ready
you,
now.
you think that they can still do it with
That's
Zach
how
Wilson?
it always happens. He goes and gets drafted, gets stuffed, goes somewhere else, and he's like, I got to change my ways, and I'm better now.
Okay. All right. And then we have the Cardinals versus the Bills. Bills are heavily favored. Here's my thing. Stephon Diggs left, and he was their entire offense.
Yeah.
So,
Where did he go?
Texans.
Texans. Yeah.
Yeah, and C.J. Stroud last year, what a year. But Texans are a sneaky favorite to win the Super Bowl. But all that being said, you've got Kyler Murray, and Well, hold on. So I read this the other day that in the 3 seasons that he has been fully healthy and played all the games, he has finished as a top 10 quarterback in all of the statistics, like for quarterbacks.
Is he going to be healthy this year?
That's the thing. Is he going to be healthy? I think that they're trying not to make him less mobile, but I think they're trying to make him smarter about when he leaves the pocket. And if they do that, then he's not going to get hit as often. So he's not going to, the chance of him getting hurt is going to go down. You have Marvin Harrison, who is a generational talent at wide receiver. You have, I was going to say Zay Jones, but he just got in trouble. He got banned for a couple games. But you have James Conner, who is a undervalued running back. This dude's going to go out and James Conner is one of the best running backs in the league. His stats just aren't always great because we're the Arizona Cardinals. We struggle at times, but he's like Marshawn Lynch in the sense of he is so hard to tackle. You have to tackle him just right, otherwise you're not getting him. And then our defense, you've got Budda Baker. Homeboy will just tear your face off if you're not looking. Defensively, I think there's a couple pieces we need to look at to get better. But and again, a lot of people don't agree with this, but this is just my take on it. Is that we probably again don't have what it takes to win it all, but I think we will have a winning record.
So sum it all up. Look out for the Broncos and Arizona Cardinals this year. All right, they're coming hot.
Super Bowl, Cardinals
Bowl.
Broncos.
Yep. They make history.
I think I said they make his.
Oh.
All right. So that's been the NFL. Steven, let's take a little friendship quiz. Why don't we?
Okay.
Steve and I have been friends a long time. I'm gonna post a picture I have on my phone of Pee Wee football of Steven and I. It's our full team, but you'll see Steven and I in it. That's how long we've known each other. So is your BFF your perfect match? This is from BuzzFeed, and BuzzFeed knows what they're talking about.
BuzzFeed, they do.
Yep. So we have here, pick an emoji pair. So you have a cat and a dog. You have an orange and an apple. You have the two twin dancers, and then you have a big smiley face as well as a smiley face with a tongue out. I'm going to go with the last one, the smiley face and the smiley face with a tongue out.
Oh, duh.
To summarize us, I'd imagine.
I'd take that one.
Okay. We're going to move on. What's the soundtrack for you and your BFF's relationship? Classic rock, hip hop, country, R&B? I would say hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
The boys.
Lizzo.
Boys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What would you and your BFF's vacation look like? So you have a cabin on the lake, you have New York, you have a tandem bike in the woods, and it looks like maybe the desert. I'm gonna say cabin on the lake.
Cabin, yeah.
All right. What's you and your BFF's secret handshake? Up high, down low, arm wrestling, fist bump. We're way past secret handshakes. I'm gonna say fist bump out of the options there.
High, down low, arm wrestling, fist bump.
What do you think?
Well, according to the videos, I think we're way past secret handshakes.
All right. I that was my first thought, and I was like, I'm not gonna bring it up, but you did. So, which dessert are you and your BFF? Chocolate chip cookies, chocolate and vanilla ice cream, fruit raspberry and blackberries, or a apple pie a la mode with a little ice cream.
I think the apple pie with some ice cream.
Yeah, we're like that. Can't believe I just said that. All right, what happens when you and your BFF wear the same outfit by accident? So we have hasn't ever happened, best day ever, one of you agrees to change, or you roll with it. I would say we roll with it.
I'd say roll with it,
I don't
yeah.
care. Pick an activity combo: sledding and ice skating, karaoke and a dance party, running and yoga, cooking and wine tasting.
I'd say the
Karaoke.
karaoke and dancing.
I was gonna say that's closest to what we've done in the past of
Yeah.
more like hanging out, video games and whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so make sure that's the one I clicked on. Okay. Do you and your BFF finish each other's sentences? Always. It's scary. We interrupt each other a lot, at least once a day, or nah. I'd say we interrupt each other
Yeah.
because we both know what we're trying to talk about, and it's like, just get it out, my guy. Pick some flowers. I don't know what those first ones are, but you have a little purple flower and a big orange one. You know what? I don't know what any of these flowers are. I've seen a couple of them, but you have these cute little red ones. You have a pink and a yellow, and then
I'll take the reds.
yeah, like this one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one I agree with. All right. What do you and your BFF share the most? Clothes, music, advice, literally everything. I'm gonna say advice
Okay. I agree with that.
because I mean we're
Two
way different in size.
sizes.
Yeah. Music is pretty close, but you are heavier on like hip hop, whereas I'm heavier on the emo stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with advice.
Okay.
All right. So it says here you're actually the same exact person.
No way.
How does anyone even tell you apart?
Gosh.
You and your BFF are a 100% match.
Twinsies.
Twinning, attached at the
Slay
hip
queen.
and tackling life with the same fabulous style.
Oh my gosh.
No matter how much you and your BFF matches people, your friendship is a flawless match. Wow.
That's great.
Achieve another perfect match with Discover It card. It literally gives you an ad in your description.
That's funny.
That's awesome. All right.
Speaking of ads, should we hear from our sponsors
Hey,
this great evening?
tonight's episode, or this episode, that's how they say it, this episode is brought to you by Tender Mercy Studios.
Welcome to Tender Mercies Studios, the home of the You're Alone with Trey and Steven podcast.
Are you a fan of You're Alone with Trey and Steven, where deep dives into life's quirks meet sharp humor and thoughtful analysis? Then you're in the right place.
Tender Mercy Studios is your go-to podcast network, offering a curated lineup of shows that don't just entertain, they engage, inspire, and resonate.
From hilarious banter to in-depth explorations of the human condition, our network is filled with voices that keep you hooked.
Whether you're intrigued by our unique take on life or ready to explore new horizons, Tender Mercy Studios has the perfect podcast for you.
But why listen?
Exclusive content, get episodes and bonus materials you won't find anywhere else.
Diverse shows. Whether you're into comedy, psychology, or storytelling, we've got something just for you.
Community connections. Join our listener community and share your thoughts and fellow fans.
Don't just listen, experience.
Subscribe to Tender Mercy Studios Podcast Network today and dive into the content that'll make you think, laugh, and never feel alone. Wow.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
That was great.
Those guys know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, scratchy mic. I don't know what that's about. I don't like it though.
All right.
I think it was me. All right. Let's get into a draft.
Okay, let's get it.
It was funny. So I was actually struggling to come up with ideas for this draft. And I don't know if you saw what I originally put. I put best horoscope signs ?
Oh.
Because I was like, you could make that pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know. And my wife came and sat next to me as I was like, ooh, this would be a good one. And I typed out best back. And then right then my wife started scratching my back. Didn't see my phone. She just started scratching my back. And I was
It was a sign.
I stopped and told her, I go, that is awesome that you just did that, because I was just thinking about back scratching. So we'll let the person who won last week's draft pick the order.
Okay.
That was me, with 88% of the vote.
People, yeah, I guarantee
People
they
didn't like your warm-up music.
They probably didn't even listen to it.
Probably true. I had 7 votes. You had 1. And I think you were the one that voted for you. No, wait, you didn't vote. You
I
did, not for this
didn't,
one.
Probably Anthony.
No, it was Nathan Penrod.
Hey, Nathan Penrod, baby, shout out, man. You
That's
know what it's about.
That's a good guy, Nathan Penrod. So yeah, no, Nathan voted for you. No one else did. All right, so we're gonna go me and then you.
Okay.
So I'll start. I'm gonna go with another person's nails. So like in my scenario, my wife's nails. So good.
That inch-long nail, boy.
Whether they're her all natural nails, if she gets acrylic,
Just
they're
nails.
they're
yeah.
different. You know, regular artificial and real nails feel different, but man, either way, like they're both so good.
Wow.
That's exactly how I feel.
Okay.
All right, Steve, you got the next 2.
I'm just gonna do what I usually do, and I'll say the wall. sorry, like a corner of
Dang
the
it,
wall.
dude! I was hoping you wouldn't say
The
that. That was
corner
my
of the
next one.
wall.
Yep,
And
that's a good one.
another one would be also like a corner of a chair.
Okay, yeah, I had that
Kind
one.
of like the
Yeah, the top of the chair.
any part of the chair really,
Yeah.
that you can get.
Yep, I put the top of a hard chair. Like, yeah, so definitely I know what you're talking about. All right, I'm gonna go with the just like regular back scratchers. Right, you get like hold on
The
to it.
little
It's got the little
hand hook,
hand,
yeah.
or some of them are just like a little curved piece of wood scratch. Those are always so good. This one I do at work all the time, and it's like a pen or a pencil. Right, just long enough to get back there.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my 2 and 3.
Okay. I will go with a wooden spoon,
All right.
like you find in the kitchen,
Yeah.
the little bigger ones
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yep.
I would say like I'd say wooden because I mean, if it was like metal, maybe it hurts. Wood.
Not, dude, my back it needs it.
yeah.
Purge some of the dead skin cells back there.
Yeah, wooden spoon.
Okay, you got one more.
And you actually took mine. I was gonna say pen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I would say
I have one left on my list, and I just hope it's not this one.
I haven't done this all the time, but I guess sometimes I'd use the bill of my hat,
Oh, okay. Didn't think of that one, even though we're both wearing
especially
hats.
like maybe when I can reach it.
Yeah.
Where I can reach it.
Mine is a ruler. I have a ruler at my
Ooh,
home
yeah.
desk, and I've never measured anything since I got out of high school. And that ruler is exclusively there to scratch my
measuring,
back.
yeah. Let me clarify it too. I said the bill of my hat. I usually use the bill of my hat when like my hands are dirty, maybe.
Yeah, you
And I
don't
don't
want
want
to
to get my shirt
dirty.
dirty or anything like that. So then it's like, well, I should might as well use my hat.
I agree. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, they haven't worked the jobs where your hands get dirty.
Yeah.
They don't know what we're talking
Oh, yeah.
about. All right. Well, that's been back scratching. So, Steven, why don't you hit us with your list real quick?
Corner of the wall, corner of the chair, wooden spoon, and the bill of my hat.
And I went with my significant other's nails, or just mama's nails, whoever,
Whoa.
someone's nails,
Okay.
right? From there, I went to what was it, the pen,
Mm-hmm.
and then the back scratchers, right,
And the ruler.
and then the ruler. So who you have to scratch your back? Who you going to? Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. So go on to Tender Mercy Studios on Instagram
And vote.
and vote for it. Steven's sick and tired of losing.
I really am.
It hurts him. Like, it hurts him physically to see
Yeah.
that he lost.
Yeah. Like when I go to the gym, I just.
He takes it out on the weights.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
throws the weights around. I can't believe it. I lost. Oh, I can't believe I lost. Oh, that's awesome. But remember, if you lose, this isn't just for Steven, this is for everybody. Practice safe sets, please.
Amen.
Amen. All right.
Because that is something you can control.
It is something you can control. Guys, we are now to the last round of battle brackets. So we have last week's results. They're in, right? You had Homelander go up against Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan was pleading for that fatality. He pled, please don't let me win.
He had
And-
the flu.
And you guys did not care. He tied with Homelander. So I put Homelander and Michael Jordan on a spinny wheel, and Michael Jordan, unfortunately, did not move on. He didn't have the Game 7 clutch gene in
Nope.
him. This would have been Game 6, technically, because this is now Game 7. So Homelander won.
Couldn't come back from that 3-1 like LeBron did. You know
No,
what I
he
mean?
could not. And on the other side of the bracket, you had my son Jack go up against the Infinity Gauntlet with all of the Infinity Stones. And I'm going to say one thing about this. The Infinity Gauntlet, the guy that argues on behalf of the Infinity Gauntlet, I don't know how many Instagram accounts his wife has, but she voted for the Infinity Gauntlet with all 27 accounts that she has. which is fine. I'm only just teasing because it just makes me laugh.
Baby
It's funny.
Jack just couldn't handle it.
No, Baby Jack got
He had to
demolished.
tap out. He had to tap out.
No, he got snapped by Thanos
He had a
right there.
good fight, but he gave it all he had.
Yep.
And we like to thank him.
No,
for
we
his
do.
sacrifice and service.
We
that
do.
he
But I was
did.
so embarrassed by that loss that he no longer lives in my house.
Oh wow. Keeps
So-
him outside with the dog, huh?
Nope. He's not allowed on the premises. I have
Wow.
I
Lives
have
with
a
grandma now?
nope. I have a restraining order. He cannot live within 50 miles of my house.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know where he's at. Haven't seen him since.
He's with Jimmy John out somewhere.
No. So the Infinity Gauntlet, that made me feel bad to say that. The Infinity Gauntlet did win. And so we have a finals here of the Infinity Gauntlet
and Homelander.
and Homelander. So this scenario, as those of you who listened to the first go around of the battle brackets, so they both send in their initial arguments against each other, and then I actually shared their arguments with the other person, and they were allowed to send back a rebuttal. So, without further ado, let me get into I always forget to do this. Let me get into the voice memos here. We now have Homelander and the Infinity Gauntlet. Homelander, please take it away.
So I'm just going to start by saying I'm glad the Infinity Gauntlet beat my son, because I could never beat my son. So I'm glad that I'm going against the Infinity Gauntlet, because that's easier. So Homelander versus the Infinity Gauntlet. Some bad things about the Infinity Gauntlet is it can't destroy itself, actually. It almost has like I'm too powerful. I can do literally unrealistically everything. Yet I can't destroy myself, which is lame. And also, when Thanos used it with all 6 stones in it and snapped it, it pretty much was like, it was super damaged and, got super wrecked. So it's like, even with all the stones in it at its full peak power, it gets destroyed after using it one time, So, Homelander doesn't have those weaknesses.
There's that. Infinity Gauntlet with 18 seconds for his initial argument.
Ooh.
So previously it was stated that Homelander is always looking for validation and to be appreciated and never gets it. That's what happens when you're human. The Infinity Gauntlet doesn't have any emotions, so it will do whatever it is asked to do, no matter what, all the time, no questions asked. No way Homelander could beat the Gauntlet.
All right. So those were the initial arguments, and they each got to listen to the other person's argument to provide a rebuttal. So let's listen to Homelander's rebuttal to that argument.
All right, good try. However, Homelander being part, human is what makes him such a good character, because you can watch him in the show and relate to him just enough that you want to root for him in a really, really weird way, even though he's a bad guy. But at the same time, he has, these powers and these things that none of us could ever be able imagine to do. So that's what makes him kind of like that double featured character where he's human enough that we can relate to what he's feeling, but in the end, obviously, better than all of us and better than the Infinity Gauntlet.
All right. That was the rebuttal for Homelander. Let's listen. Oh, go
You know
ahead.
what I always thought of? So Homelander can shoot lasers out of his eyes.
Yes, he can.
Where does that come from?
His eyes.
I know,
I
but where
don't
does
know.
the juice come from?
I don't know.
It's kind of like a dragon when it's breathing fire. Like, where does that come from? Unless, you know what I mean?
It don't matter. He can do it. All right, here we go. Where did the Infinity
No, and
Stones
same
come
with
from?
Superman. Same with Superman. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All right, Infinity Gauntlet. Let's hear your rebuttal.
So I'm up against Homelander, and I've never seen the boys, so I had to look him up. And if you look up who would win, it would always say the Infinity Gauntlet will win no matter what, without question, because all Homelander does is rely on his strength, speed, and durability. I'll give you an example with each stone of how the Gauntlet can beat Homelander. 1, with the Reality Stone, you can turn Homelander into a harmless creature. 2, with the Space Stone, you can erase him from existence. 3, with the Time Stone, you can manipulate time to prevent him from using his powers. 4, with the Mind Stone, you can create an infinite loop of Homelander attacking himself. 5, with the Soul Stone, you can drain his life force. 6, with the Power Stone, you can overwhelm him with cosmic energy. And I would also like to say that, like I've said before, the Infinity Gauntlet can only destroy itself. That's the only thing that has the power to destroy it is itself. So
That was good. Like
was really
I'm
good.
saying, like both sides, good argument.
Yeah.
Right now, 100% being honest, being objective, I don't know who I vote for in this. I think it's going to take me going back and editing, falling asleep, and having the poll up, and I'll just throw my hand down, and whoever it lands on gets it. Anyways, that's battle brackets. Funny twist, though. Funny twist. It's not over. We're gonna crown a winner based off of this, but the winner has more in store.
So stay tuned to find out.
You're going to want to come back. So first of all, you're going to want to vote for the winner
Right.
because you're going to get some more quality content from this person going forward. And they don't know this. This is actually the first they're hearing of it. But the person who had the best argument, the person you want to hear argue some more, you're going to want to send them out. So, all right. That has been the championship round of Battle Brackets.
Thank you all for listening, and please don't forget to vote.
No, yeah, and thank you guys so much for listening. Those of you that were participants, thank you so much. This
Thank
doesn't
you.
happen. This doesn't happen without you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think that we owe it to you. And Steven, let's give the participants, the ones that are in, the ones that have been voted out, let's give them all a little bit of round of applause here.
And just to say it, LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. So suck it, Brad.
LeBron hasn't lost. Not in this battle bracket, anyways. That's awesome. All right. Do you think Brad listens to this? 100%.
No.
Bradley, what are you doing, my
He's
guy?
too busy, man.
Busy what? Playing Fortnite?
Dude, I'm just delivering the message, man. I'm the messenger.
That's right. I'm not gonna get after you, but I'm gonna
He
send
should,
you.
though.
I'm
He
gonna send you
should.
to. I'm gonna send you after him because if Brad wants to get on the podcast, he's got to listen to it. He's got to know what's
No.
going on.
Yeah, and he may be here next weekend, so we'll
Really?
find out. Yeah.
Let's get him on. Like for real, let's get him on. Even if he hasn't listened, let's get him on. Oh, that's funny. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Go vote. Let's check. I tell myself I'm going to check every time. Doesn't always happen.
Check the comments.
Let's see. Has anyone, responded? Anyone saying anything? We did get a new comment. Tom Smith, what a guy. So Tom Smith, he's a gentleman that lives out in Woodruff, Arizona. Works for UPS. Good friend of my father-in-law's. And actually, he is your sister-in-law's dad. Doug Jr.'s wife.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's-
Oh,
that's-
yeah.
yep.
Yep.
Okay. So Tom Smith said, the title of this is Smithified. 5 stars. Tom Smith still approves of this new content. Steven is a welcome, albeit lacking on the yeehaws addition to the pod. Just look out for sharks. Give us a yeehaw right here.
Yeehaw!
No. Come on. Get into it. I want to hear your stomach get into this.
Yeehaw!
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Tom, what a guy. I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for that.
He works with your father-in-law, huh?
Works for UPS. So and Tom likes to give my father-in-law calls every now and again,
Yeah,
touch
good.
base, see
Good guy.
what's going on. And then I don't think there's anything come on Spotify, but you know what? Doesn't hurt to check. Would never hurt to check. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Nope, nothing's come in on Spotify. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
No, guys, rate and review. You can DM Tender Mercies if you guys have things you guys want said. As well, if you click on the link in the bio of this episode, there's like an option to email us. So you can send in questions or things you want us to look at. Send in pictures. If you find something that's just crazy, send it in. We'll review it. But other than that, Steve, do you have any final thoughts for these guys? What would David Brimhall say in a moment like this?
Well,
Should we give him a call?
No, it's late. He's probably in bed.
Ooh, he's got a young kid.
He's got kids, yeah.
Yes.
You know, but I think we all just agree that, you know, at times like this, crazy world we live in, you know, we got to look for those closest to us. You know, reach out to those who are far and bring them all close. You know, like Jesus said, he said, come unto me, come on together. And so
Come on together. What?
So I just say, you know, we need to come together as a community, as friends, as family. We all just need to come together because, what did he say? Together, strong. I was trying to quote Planet of the Apes. He's like, apes together, strong. Something like that. So just do your best, man. You know, what we do is how we do it.
That's good. Steve, I'm going to end it with just this last thing. It just came to me as you were talking. We got through this entire episode without a Donald Trump impression.
Go ahead and start whenever you're ready. Lick me, but not sexually. If you book it once, might as well book it 2 times. What am I doing here?